Yo, it's me, Big Nose. Do you want the best player on the game? Well, you can't get D-Money, because he's probably not in FIFA. So, get Phil Bardsley. Get all the Phil Bardsley. So if you're looking for the best way to get coins, don't spend fewer points, go over to useandbuy.com for the cheapest place on the market for your coins. Use code Vizeh at checkout, and most importantly, enjoy the video. FIFA 20 versus FIFA 21. Now, for some people, even saying the name FIFA 20 may actually trigger some very distant but yet very painful memories in their psyche. A lot of people have got this very bad negative idea towards 20, which I think a lot of people have got a very bad idea of almost every single FIFA dating back to FIFA 17 perhaps. At the end of every single FIFA cycle, you enter the next FIFA and you think the last FIFA is absolutely awful. This rings back to FIFA 19 versus FIFA 20, in which both FIFAs people didn't like, but people thought that 20 was better because it was a lot more newer and that they only think of the bad things of 19. Or did they? You give me your thoughts and opinions. Last year, I did a video reacting to the community, debating which is better between 19 and 20, and it was actually quite even that there was never one sole real winner of which FIFA is better. So as we are now past a month of this game being released, I thought that I'll do the same thing and I'll ask you guys, which FIFA do you think is better, 20 or 21? Give me your thoughts down below in comments, because that really does help out the video, and also smash that button. Also subscribe if you're new for more videos like this, because we're going to delve deep here, your guys' input and also mine, and we're going to try and figure out which one is better at gameplay, content, and everything else with each FIFA, from FIFA 20 versus FIFA 21. And let's get into it, boys. Let's get into what are the main negatives of both FIFAs. 20 was highly regarded as the most negative, the most boring possession-based FIFA that we've had for a long time, which it seems to benefit those that can't defend that well because of the major input of AI defending for themselves, and also due to the massive use of drop back, and also the lack of constant pressure and other team press tactics really being that effective. It made it for a very possession heavy drop back experience, where if you can't defend that well, then you can just drop back and hope for the best, which was a very good tactic, because typically you defended better with not even controlling your centre backs than what you would if you actually controlled them, because guess what, if you don't control them, they'll mock players quite well, and if you do control them, then you'll probably end up rushing them out of position and making a mistake. This is the general consensus that I have personally, and the community has, with this FIFA. Near posts were quite OP, drag backs OP. Comparing 2021, there are some quite similar meta mechanics which are overlapping with this FIFA. Now, if we get into FIFA 21, and the general consensus around that is that FIFA 21 is a game where it is very, very hard to defend. Reliance of counter-attacking football, you seem to be so much more open if you are attacking, because it's so much easier to counter and do through balls, and because pace is now more effective this year, counter-attacking style of play where you sit back and you try and drop deep and wait for the counter, that seems to be the very, very meta tactic this year for a lot of pro players, is that their main aim is drop back, soak up pressure, and counter with fast wingers such as Adam Traore, Ousmane Dembele, Rashford, and everybody else. So in terms of gameplay, this is the main idea of both FIFAs. One is very counter heavy, very reliant of pace and skill moves, while the other one is very possession based, very much more slower, where it relies a lot on having a very solid defense and moving both the pitch in a slow manner. For me personally, if we're comparing 2021, I think the skill gap is a lot larger with this FIFA. It does seem like it's harder to defend, and that makes it better, because that means that the poorer players who may just sneak into elite by just simply dropping back, they will actually need to think a lot more about how to defend this FIFA, which is a lot more important. Same thing as passing. Passing is no longer reliant of the ball just magnetizing to your feet. It's a lot more hard to do that as well. All around with this current FIFA, it seems like you've got to have a bit more to you than just running and through balls. Otherwise, you're going to be quite easy to spot out. But let's see what you guys thought over on my Twitter. So this is a tweet which I put out about half an hour ago, and let's see what people think of it so far. Here we go. So I put a poll, and as we can see, oh my god, I never actually thought it'd be that far ahead, which last year I put out a poll between 19 and 20, and I was like 54, 55% to FIFA 20. This one, I've never seen a massive divide of the overall community coming together and saying, yeah, this is better. I've not had that really since like FIFA 17, where people kind of understood that, yeah, 17 were better, 18 were better than 19, but like, this is actually pretty big. Now, people may say that this is the honeymoon period, where you kind of see the annoying things, but you kind of just pass over because it's, you know, it's the first month of the game. You're trying out new things, and maybe by the time we come to January, people may have a different idea of this game. But as of right now, the general community are very positive that 21 is better than 20, but let's see exactly why. FIFA 21, much better and fun gameplay so far, better servers in my opinion, and overall just a better experience than FIFA 20. Now, I would disagree that I wouldn't say that servers are particularly better. I think they're either the same, or if anything at times worse. I've had a lot more DCs in terms of the FUT Champions transition freezing. This is a glitch which I've seen a lot. For example, this is a thing which me and even pro players has had and confirmed, that if you, let's say, score a goal, or your opponent scores a goal, and especially for me, it's been in the late end of games, if you score a goal and you instantly make a sub, that could, in theory, mess up your entire system, and that could, in theory, make the game freeze on the FUT Champions transition, kick you out the game, and give you the L. That's happened to me 3 times now, actually almost 4 times now, and I don't know why. I don't know why at all. Actually, I think my last time, I think my opponent made a sub, and then even that kicked me out of the game and gave me the L. I don't know what happened, honestly, but this is a thing I've had. But in terms of the gameplay, it seems like there's a lot more that you could do around it, which is a bit more enjoyable than 20. Anyone who says FIFA 20 needs their hard drives checking. I presume he doesn't like FIFA 20. 21 is my favorite gameplay ever in a FIFA, so 21 so far, ever in a FIFA. I wouldn't say ever. I wouldn't personally say ever, but I like the fact he's enjoying it. 21, but it's still very FIFA 21, despite it being pay to win and a block simulator. I mean, pay to win will always be a thing in each FIFA. I don't think it will ever get rid of pay to win, because what's the point of having these insane Hullets and Vieiras if they don't make a massive difference? You know, you might as well just use random players, which is sad, but if these guys and these pro players are paying the money for it, then I guess, you know, they have to be better in some way, which maybe depends on how insane they actually are, could be your own interpretation, but yeah, like, I've faced Hullet and Vieira this year and R9, and like the things they do on the ball, Eusebio, Cruyff, their shot power, their finishing is literally nothing that I've ever seen with any gold card. It's so different. Like, I've seen Eusebio just bang out a 30-yard shot, and his shot power is insane. Top bins, it's ridiculous. FIFA 21 is far superior, even though they still messed it up as usual with the first patch. I mean, with this first patch that I've seen, I've not noticed that much of a difference, other than I feel like my defenders are a lot more slower now, and that rebounds seem to be a lot more prominent. If my opponent shoots at my goalkeeper, I've just noticed that it seems to just be deflected back perfectly to them in like a straight line per time. I've noticed that. Give me your thoughts. 21, promos haven't been bad, gameplay isn't bad, soundtrack is a bit dead, Volta isn't bad, and the story is short, maybe too short. Interesting to mention Volta. I've not really played Volta so much. Let me know if you played Volta. I've not played that much at all. I may do a video on about Volta, about what is it like, and the general consensus of the community on that as well here, but I haven't been able to get into 21 at all. It's way too fast, the players feel like they are ice skating, and the ball is like a beach ball. Agile dribbling and competitive mode just makes the game feel even more unrealistic too, which is interesting. This guy is on the side of FIFA 20, where I do agree that at times like the ball just feels like a bouncy ball, that like it just bounces off people. However, so did 20 though. That's the issue. 20, there was a lot of issues with the ball just bouncing off players no matter how many times you try and tackle them. Ice skating, I say that's also a thing in 20. I swear that the gameplay, the servers just felt so dodgy at times in 20 that I'm facing the same issues, that if I try and drag a play, they feel so lethargic, so heavy. Depending on which time of day you play it, it's just different style of gameplay, which I do agree with that, but I feel like 20 wasn't that much better either in terms of those same issues. 19 is worse than 20, and someone said El Tornado Crossing was the most fun I've had on FIFA for years, which, to be fair, that's the one thing that we can always say about 19, is the fact that even though it was absolutely crazy and it was just nutty, it was kind of fun. It was kind of weird and mental. Like, it was like, like Modern Warfare 2, this may be a weird comparison. Like, with Modern Warfare 2, people always say that, like, noob troop spam and all that makes the game worse. But that's what people liked about it, that it was so bonkers. The kill streaks and the guns and the perks and everything else. That's what made the game chaotic. If you're the one that's doing the nuke and the chopper gunner, you're having a lot of fun. And if you're on the other side of it, then you're really hating it. With 19, it feels the same, that even though it's chaotic fun, you're doing some mad stuff. If it may make no sense, but if you're having fun doing it because you're doing some mad stuff, you're doing El Tornado, like flickety flick, scoop crosses, green time ahead of bicycle kicks, then even though that makes no sense, it is fun if you're on that side of you're the one doing it, and if it's happening against you, then it may be kind of stupid. That's the way that I can kind of compare 19 and Modern Warfare 2. It was not even football, it was still fun. And that's the one thing I'm giving 19. So there you go. That is the overall community thoughts and also my own thoughts as well. For me, 21 is an improvement. There's still annoying things about it, but I guess with every FIFA, there's always annoying things. So a step in the right direction, perhaps. We're gonna wait and see. You never know. Maybe with a new gen, the PS5 and Xbox Series X, maybe the game may feel better with better servers. You never know. You never know. You never know. But I have to find out, won't we? If you do enjoy, smash a like button. This is a video which I want you guys to go and debate down below in the comments right there. I'm looking forward to see what you all say. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you for 216,000 subscribers. We gained like 1,000 subs in like 4 days. That's crazy. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you all next time.